If I were moving to San Diego this year, there are 9 areas I would seriously consider. But there's one place people relocating here potentially don't even have on their radar. And honestly, it might be one of the best overall value lifestyles in North County right now. More space, newer neighborhoods, great schools, and you're still somewhat close to the coast. But first, there's a huge mistake people make when choosing where to live in San Diego. If you're moving to San Diego, there's a good chance you're looking at the wrong areas. People spend hours researching online. They fall in love with the beach photos, the sunshine, the San Diego lifestyle. Then after a few months, they realize something. This isn't quite the lifestyle I wanted to move into. And the reason's simple, because on the surface, San Diego could look very similar across different areas. You got coast towns, suburbs, palm trees, great weather, but in reality, every area has a completely different personality. Some places are walkable and social, some are laid back surf towns, some areas attract buyers who prioritize schools and newer communities, and some are quieter inland areas where people move for space and value. If you don't understand those differences, it's really easy to end up somewhere that doesn't match where you actually want to live. So in this video, I'm breaking down 9 San Diego areas that actually deliver the lifestyle people are moving here for. We've got the walkable foodie district, the creative local lifestyle neighborhood, the classic surf town, polished coastal city, the comeback city with momentum, the master plan suburban area, the storybook beach village, the quiet space driven suburban city, the underrated North County growth city. And if you stick around to the end, I'll show you one sleeper city that most people relocating to San Diego overlook. But it has newer communities, strong amenities, and you often get more house for your money while still being somewhat close to the coast. Real quick, if we haven't met, I'm Chris Erickson with the Livin in San Diego real estate crew. My partner Cassie Lewis and I help people move to, move from, and move around San Diego every single week. And for most of these areas we're about to cover, we've created full city guide videos for all of these areas, and we'll have that link right down in the description below so you can explore at your own pace and really dive into a specific area that might work perfectly for you. And if you enjoy videos like this, hit subscribe so you don't miss our weekly San Diego breakdowns. But let's get into the video. From working with a lot of relocation buyers, this is where a lot of food lovers end up spending a lot of their time. And the area is Little Italy, the walkable foodie district. And Little Italy isn't only a food spot, it's also one of those places in San Diego where you can live a car optional lifestyle. You can wake up, walk to coffee, grab brunch, go to the gym, and end the night with dinner and drinks all within a few blocks. India Street and Piazza de la Familia are the heart of the neighborhood. And that's where you find some of the best restaurants in San Diego, cocktail bars, coffee shops, and events happening almost every weekend. The Little Italy Farmers Market is down there every week, and it's one of the biggest around town, and it also draws a lot of people from all over San Diego. Crowds here tend to be young professionals, entrepreneurs, and people who enjoy a social environment. You're also right next to the waterfront and only minutes to the airport, which makes travel super easy. And this area is right outside downtown San Diego. So if you're going to Petco Park, you're going to downtown Gaslamp, you're going to Seaport Village or any of the surrounding areas, this is going to be super easy to access anything in that realm right down there. And at the end of each section, I'm going to give you housing options as well as what you're going to find and what price points are in each area to give you guys a better idea of what to expect when moving here. Housing in Little Italy is mostly modern condos, high-rise buildings with a few luxury developments mixed in. And a lot of these modern condos have awesome amenities where you're looking at rooftop decks, pools, gyms, conference areas, all that stuff you would expect in a modern condo building. Prices can vary depending on the building, floor level, and views, but most condos typically range from the high 700s up to the $1.5 million range, with luxury penthouses going well above that. And now, if restaurants and walkability matter, but you want something more local, feels a little less polished, this is the part of San Diego where local businesses and creatives have helped shape the culture. And this area is North Park, the creative local lifestyle neighborhood. North Park definitely has the reputation of being one of the coolest neighborhoods in all of San Diego. You've got breweries, coffee shops, vintage stores, art galleries, and some of the best casual restaurants in the city. University Avenue is the main strip. It's always buzzing down there. That's where people walking dogs, grabbing coffee, biking around, or meeting friends for drinks. And as we've mentioned in videos in the past, a lot of people live in their bubbles. So if you're living in North Park, you're likely going to be doing a lot of your activities in North Park, but you also have a quick shot to a few other areas right around, including downtown San Diego, which is not too far away. Housing here is a mix of historical craftsman houses, smaller bungalows, duplexes, and some newer condo buildings. Now, prices here can vary depending on the property, but single family homes often range from about $900K to $1.6 million plus, while the condos condos can start in the $500,000 to $800,000 range. Now, if you're moving to San Diego because you want that surf town lifestyle that you see in the movies, this next place is what most people picture. Encinitas is the classic surf town. Downtown Encinitas along Coast Highway 101, you have a relaxed coastal vibe with restaurants, boutiques, and local hangouts. And then of course you got the beaches like Moonlight Beach and Swami's, which is one of the most famous surf breaks around here. Now, surf culture is a huge part of the identity here, but it's not all surfers in Encinitas. Encinitas also attracts people who are into health, wellness, outdoor living. Yoga studios, juice bars, beach runs, and sunset walks are a part of everyday life here. Encinitas, you're also gonna find options where you have a few different areas around town, from New Encinitas to Leucadia, Old Encinitas to a Livin. You have different price points throughout. Housing here ranges from coastal cottages and beach bungalows near the water to larger homes in neighborhoods like Livin, and then even a lot in between that. And prices widely vary, but most home types typically go from about 1.6 up to $4 million, depending on proximity to the coast. Now, if Encinitas feels a little too surfy and relaxed for you, this next city is where buyers look if they want that coastal lifestyle with a bit more structure and convenience. And this city is Carlsbad, the polished coastal city. Carlsbad is one of the most well-rounded cities in all of North County, San Diego. You have great schools, beautiful neighborhoods, you're close to the beach. Carlsbad Village gives you restaurants and walkability, while communities like Bresci Ranch and the Costa Valley offer well-planned neighborhoods. Carlsbad's known for being clean and super livable day to day. There's gonna be parks everywhere, golf courses, trails, beaches, and a wide range of amenities. It also has a strong job base with tech and biotech companies nearby. And somewhat similar to Encinitas, you're gonna find a few different areas since it is separated into 4 different zip codes. You're gonna find the coastal north area, you're gonna find a little bit more inland, you're gonna find coastal south area, and then you're gonna find La Costa area and the surrounding areas a little bit further inland from that. Now, housing ranges from coastal cottages near the ocean to master planned suburban communities further inland, which I think is the bulk of the communities that most people are looking for out here in Carlsbad. Most homes typically range from about 1.4 million to 2.5 million, depending on location, depending on size, but those numbers can vary greatly. Now, next I want to talk about a city that has changed probably more than any other coastal area in San Diego over the past decade. And the city we're talking about is Oceanside, the coastal comeback city. Oceanside has gone through a huge transformation over the last decade. Downtown Oceanside has exploded with new restaurants, new breweries, new hotels, new shops. But what makes Oceanside different is that it still has that authentic beach character. You've got the iconic Oceanside Pier, and even though the restaurant on there burned down, throughout the rest of Oceanside, you have a growing restaurant scene. And the northern area of Oceanside, you have some of the most accessible beaches in North County, San Diego. And compared to nearby coastal cities, you can still find better value for coastal living here. Oceanside's big, it's not all right by the coast. As you progress a little bit further inland to some of the suburbs, to some of the newer communities out into the east, you're gonna find a lot more bang for your buck compared to a lot of other coastal cities right here in San Diego. And housing ranges, like I said, from beach condos and older coastal homes near the water to suburban neighborhoods further inland. And prices can vary widely, but most homes typically range from about $900,000 to $1.8 million, depending on your proximity to the beach. Now, if beach towns aren't your priority and you're relocating to San Diego with schools and convenience in mind, this next area is one of the most common areas that buyers look. And we're talking about Carmel Valley, the master planned suburban community. Now, Carmel Valley is one of the most popular areas in San Diego for buyers who prioritize newer communities and highly rated schools. Master planned neighborhoods, parks, and recreation areas are everywhere. Shopping centers, restaurants, grocery stores, and schools are all within a few minutes. And it's not just one area. You're gonna find a few of these areas throughout, where you have Pacific Highlands Ranch in the town center there. You have One Paseo and Del Mar Highlands Town Center, as well as a few others spread out around Carmel Valley. And homes also tend to be a bit newer compared to some of the other neighborhoods we've covered. And you might not necessarily think about it as you're looking at all the sidewalks, all the houses, row by row by row. It's kind of like a sea of houses over there, but just to the south, you're gonna find a big preserve where I've been out there myself. There's a bunch of trails out there as well. So you do have a little bit of access to get outdoors. And also, if you do want the beach, you are somewhat close. Even though Carmel Valley is not considered a beach city, you're looking like not too far from the beach depending on where you are. Homes tend to be newer suburban houses with planned communities and HOAs. Prices typically range from about 1.6 million to 3 million depending on size and neighborhood. Now, if you want the most postcard looking beach town in San Diego, this next area might be it. Coronado is the storybook beach village. Coronado feels completely different from the rest of San Diego. You've got the famous Hotel Del Coronado, white sandy beaches, and Orange Avenue lined with restaurants and shops. And also, I might mention, a ton of tourists. People bike everywhere. You're gonna find beach cruisers, golf carts, and walkable neighborhoods are all part of life. Coronado as a whole, it's Coronado Island, but it's not really an island. But you got the Coronado Bridge coming out of downtown San Diego to get down there. You do have a little peninsula going down into Imperial Beach, but it sits on its own. It's fairly flat. That's why if you're doing any of the biking, any of the running, driving the golf cart around, it's pretty easy to get around. During the holidays, the Hotel Del is gonna be packed. You're gonna find a ton of people down there, not even just the holidays. It's a huge tourist attraction down there. You're gonna find the beaches. Now during the summer times can get a bit busy. During other times, they're nice wide beaches. So you're gonna find a little bit of space, especially compared to some other areas. But homes here are mostly coastal cottages, luxury homes, or a few upscale condos. And prices tend to start around that $2 million price, but can easily climb past $6 million for prime coastal properties. Now, once again, if beach towns are not your priority and you want more space, quieter neighborhoods, and strong schools, this next city could be the top of your list. Poway is the quiet, space-driven suburban city. Poway is known as the city in the country. Now, while it is built out, while you do have a lot of suburban sprawl, you also have some rural feeling areas throughout Poway. Homes tend to sit on larger lots and lifestyle is a lot quieter compared to the coastal cities. People are going to Coronado, to Encinitas, to Carlsbad for vacation. They're not really going to Poway, so you don't get that influx of tourism. And Poway Unified is one of the most sought after school districts in all of San Diego County. A lot of people are moving there for that. Now, some of the surrounding areas, if you want to dive in, do serve to Poway Unified. If you want that area, but a little bit different price point, we have those areas as well. But in Poway, you're gonna find hiking trails, you're gonna find a lake, you're gonna find parks, you're gonna find plenty of outdoor space. And housing ranges from suburban homes to larger estate properties on bigger lots. Prices typically range from about $1 million to 2.2 plus, depending on the neighborhood. And some of the neighborhoods, some of the pricier neighborhoods, as you get into the eastern portion, some of the gated communities are well above that. But once again, there are a lot of different options in Poway as far as housing goes. There's different communities, there's different areas, there's different sizes of housings, there's different styles of living out there. There's some brand new construction, although limited. There's some old school, there's some on top of the eastern portion where you're on top of a hill there. So all of this, not only do you have options, but like I said, you do have a lot more of that peace and quiet while still living in the suburbs and having a lot of those conveniences. This next city is one that a lot of relocators completely overlook, but locals have been paying attention to it for years. And the city we're talking about is Vista, the underrated North County city. And compared to nearby coastal cities, Vista is gonna offer you more house for your money while not being too far inland. You're gonna find larger lots, older homes with a lot of character, and an improving downtown area. The whole area around Main Street, the heart of Vista that's been there for a very long time, has seen a ton of growth, a revitalization over these past few years. And as that grows, certain other areas are starting to expand out of there. Downtown Vista has quietly become a cool little hub with breweries, restaurants, and local businesses. And because Vista sits between Carlsbad, Oceanside, and San Marcos, you still have super easy access to a lot of the main freeways, especially if you're going to the coast. But certain areas of Vista offer different living. So down to the southern portion of Vista, you're gonna get a little bit more of that HOA feel, a little bit more of that master plan community, Shadow Ridge and the surrounding areas. As you go to the north, you're gonna get into the foothills, you're gonna get into the Buena Creek areas. This is where it does have a little bit more of that quiet feel. This is the area a lot of people don't know about, because when you're looking on a map, you're like, I don't know where that is. It's a little bit further out. You have a lot of side roads going there, but it is a hidden gem right here in North County, San Diego. And housing ranges from older homes on larger lots to newer developments and townhomes. Prices typically range from about $800,000 to around $1.5 million, depending on location and property type. And before we wrap up, I want to show you a place that a lot of people who start their search here in San Diego completely overlook, but a lot of buyers end up buying right here. And this is going to be San Marcos, the sleeper city. Now, San Marcos sits right in the middle of North County, San Diego, but it definitely flies under the radar. Growing up there, it was a drive-through city. as it has seen a ton of growth over these past few years, it is starting to become a drive-to city. I think over time, that whole North City area, the whole new development that they have going on just south of the 78 freeway, as they get more restaurants, more shops, more places for people to explore, I think people are going to go down there, and it's going to be a central hub in this area of San Diego. And the big draw here in San Marcos is value. To the north, you have a lot of well-established neighborhoods. To the south, you have a lot of newer communities. You're gonna also find areas like San Elijo Hills, which kind of feels like its own city within San Marcos. You got parks, trails, coffee shops, restaurants, all built right into that neighborhood. And because San Marcos is centrally located, you're still only about 20 to 25 minutes to the coast. In homes here, you're gonna find a wide variety. To the southern portion, to South San Marcos, you're gonna find newer suburban developments, townhomes, and planned communities. To the north, you're gonna find older communities, a lot of single-story homes, a lot of those ranch-style homes. Prices typically range from about $900,000 to $1.7 million plus, depending on neighborhood and size. So those are 10 San Diego areas that deliver very different versions of San Diego living. Walkable city living, suburban towns, coastal communities. The key is finding the one that fits how you actually want to live. And if you want a deeper breakdown of some of these areas that we have covered, we have created a lot of city guides on our YouTube channel. So if you want to browse at your own time, check out these, get really in depth and figure out which area is perfect for you. Go check all those out. And you could also download our free guide that we put together specifically for you, breaking down all these areas, local area guides, the climate, the schools, the layout of San Diego, to give you a real good picture of what to expect when moving here. And if you are serious about relocating here to San Diego, my partner Cassie and I help people move to San Diego every single week, and we would love to help you too. Make sure to subscribe for more San Diego breakdowns, and we'll catch you next week.